155. Wen-tzu asked, "Why are humaneness, justice, and politeness considered slighter than the virtue of the way?" Lao-tzu said, "Those who practice humaneness deliberately always calculate it in terms of sorrow and happiness. Those who practice justice deliberately always understand it in terms of taking and giving. One's sorrow and happiness cannot extend to all within the four seas. The goods and money in an exhausted treasury are not enough to provide for all people. Therefore, we know that it is better to practice the way and put its virtue into effect. Based on the essential nature of heaven and earth, all beings right themselves and the whole world is fulfilled. Humaneness and justice are dependent and subsidiary. Therefore, great people live by the deep, not by the shallow. As for politeness, it is an embellishment of substance. Humaneness is an effect of benevolence. Therefore, politeness is to be regulated according to human feelings, so that it does not exceed what is substantial. Humaneness does not mean to squander charity. Seeing off the dead with feelings of sorrow can be called humaneness. The nurturing of life does not force people to do what they cannot do, or stop them from doing what they cannot help doing. When assessments of measure do not miss what is appropriate, censure and praise have no way to arise. So in the composition of music, it is enough to join feelings of enjoyment, not going beyond harmony, understanding the proportions of diminuendo and crescendo, mastering the appropriate measures of magnificence and austerity. Things are not this way in latter-day societies. Words and actions are opposed to each other. Feelings and appearances contradict each other. Polite manners are embellished to the point of tedium. Music is agitated to the point of licentiousness. Customs are sunk in mundanity, and censure and praise cluster in the courts. This is why realized people abandon these things and do not use them. A man cannot outrun a swift horse, but if the horse were put into a cart, it could not outrun a man. Therefore, those who use the way skillfully employ the resources of other people to accomplish their tasks, using what they can do for what they cannot. When rulers give them time, the people repay with goods. When rulers treat them politely, the people will go to their death to repay. For this reason, when there are nations in peril, there are no safe rulers. When there are worried rulers, there are no happy ministers. Those whose virtue exceeds their rank are honored. Those whose salary exceeds their virtue are accursed. The nobility of virtue involves no aggrandizement. A just salary is not too much. Those who are ennobled without virtue are stealing rank. Those who take unjustly are stealing wealth. Sages are comfortable in poverty, enjoying the way. They do not harm life by craving, and do not burden themselves by materialism. Therefore, they do not deviate from justice by taking what they do not deserve. In ancient times, those without virtue were not honored. Those without ability were not entrusted with official posts. Those without merit were not rewarded. And those who had done no wrong were not punished. When people were promoted, it was done with courtesy. When people were dismissed, it was done with justice. In the age of petty people, when people are promoted, it is as if they were elevated to the skies. And when people are dismissed, it is as if they were plunged into an abyss. When we speak of ancient times, we do so to criticize the present. Those who size up horses miss the lean ones. Those who choose men miss the impoverished ones. When the larder is full of rich meats, no one cares about bones and gristle. Superior people look into realities and do not believe words of slander. When rulers have erred, ministers who do not admonish them are not loyal, while rulers who do not listen when admonished are not enlightened. Leaders who do not worry when the people are depressed are not intelligent. So to keep self-control, even to the death in difficulty, is the job of servants of society. To clothe the cold and feed the hungry is the benevolence of kind fathers. For the great to serve the small is called changing people. For the small to oppress the great is called rebelling against nature. Although they may climb to the skies at first, later they will inevitably fall into an abyss. This is why villages do not abandon the aged, even if they are helpless, while courts have difference in the status of ranks. Those who revere nobles do so because they consider them near to the ruler. Those who honor the aged do so because they consider them near to their parents. Those who respect their elders do so because they consider them near to their elder siblings. Those who are born into nobility become arrogant. Those who are born into riches become extravagant. Therefore, wealth and status are not conducive to understanding the way. Few indeed are those who watch themselves and are able to avoid doing anything wrong. To learn without tiring of it is the way to govern oneself. To teach without tiring of it is the way to govern the people. Few indeed are those who associate with wise teachers and good companions, and yet do wrong. To know practical goodness is called knowledge. To love practical goodness is called humaneness. To honor practical goodness is called justice. To respect practical goodness is called courtesy. And to enjoy practical goodness is called music. In ancient times, those who worked skillfully for the world did not contrive anything, yet nothing was not done. So there is a manner of working for the world. If you find out how, there is accomplishment without striving. If you do not find out how, your actions will inevitably be unlucky. The manner in which to work for the world is to do so hesitantly, as if you were crossing a mighty river in winter, cautiously, as if in the fear of all around, respectfully, as if you were a guest, to be as liberal as runoff from ice, as pure as a simpleton, as opaque as a suspension, as broad as a valley. This is how to work for the world. To be as hesitant as if crossing a mighty river in winter means not to act presumptuously. To be as cautious as if in fear of all around means to be wary of all that is harmful. To be as respectful as if one were a guest means to be humble and reverential. To be as liberal as runoff from ice means not daring to pile up treasures. To be as pure as a simpleton means not daring to do things carelessly. To be as opaque as a suspension means not presuming to clarity. To be broad as a valley means not daring to be completely full. Those who do not go ahead presumptuously do not dare to be the first to retreat. Those who are wary of harm to themselves remain flexible and yielding, not daring to be haughty. Those who are humble and reverential lower themselves and honor other people. Those who do not dare to pile up treasures reduce themselves and do not dare to be tight. Those who do not dare to do things carelessly consider themselves lacking and do not presume to be complete. Those who do not presume to clarity remain in obscurity and ignominy and do not presume to the new and fresh. Those who do not dare to be completely full see what they lack and do not presume themselves worthy. The way is such that it is possible to go ahead by retreating, possible to be honored by maintaining flexibility, possible to be elevated by lowering oneself, possible to be fulfilled by diminishing oneself, possible to be complete by faulting oneself, possible to be new and fresh by being obscure and ignominious, possible to be good by seeing one's lack. The way contrives nothing, but there is nothing it does not do.